the heart and soul of our sport, where these players strive to become who they're truly meant to be.
No more break, it's time for action. Welcome to Overwatch Contenders.
Welcome back, everybody, to European Contenders, and you're back with myself, Dustin, joined by Moxie today. Last game we just had was a very, very fun one. Obviously, Twisted Minds still showing they're the best team in EMEA at the moment, but both Oasis and SrPeakCheck are not too far behind, and that's our next series, Moxie.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one, Dustin, because both of these two teams have incredibly distinct identities that they've established all the way through this summer season. And again, doing incredibly well in this new meta. Last time we saw them in groups, they were 2nd seed. They're still doing incredibly well at the moment, coming in at 4th seed at the moment. SrPeakCheck, on the other hand, they've been dividing a couple of opinions of players that we've talked to, because this Reinhardt Symmetra composition that they fielded before is apparently pretty frustrating to play into. But I mean, you want frustrating? Look no further than this team right here. This is going to be chaos meets chaos. And I mean, when chaos gets squared in a lobby, you know shenanigans are about to go down.
Oh yeah, I mean, coming up, Oasis lineup running with Chasm, typically on the Wrecking Ball, and meanwhile Kaya has been a fantastic Junkrat player, and then love Hot Babe and Cool Boy back as that support duo that you love, Moxie, and they're looking to beat the team that is SrPeakCheck at the moment. I think that SrPeakCheck's actually higher than Oasis in the standings, so obviously if Oasis get that win today, that'll be huge for them moving forward.
Yeah, 3rd and 4th seed going head-to-head, as we just got to see the 1st and 2nd seed going head-to-head. So it really is going to be a lovely window into how these teams are going to line up against each other when we head into those playoffs. But there is something that we have to address here, Dustin, because I am casting my eye over SrPeakCheck's playlist, and I am seeing one very large absence of a tank player. In fact, one Reinhardt-shaped tank player that normally goes right in the middle is actually not there today. It looks like we're going to be seeing Danet off of the Symmetra role, and instead onto the Doomfist.
Yeah, that is odd for sure. I mean, he's not streaming either, so Cloudy's obviously not just playing today in general. Danet, playing instead of Cloudy. Where's Cloudy to say that Reinhardt's the best hero now? And now it's going to be Doomfist in the lobby. So it's like he said, why would you play anything other than Reinhardt? Well, today they're playing the Doomfist. So
I can kind of anticipate why. In fact, there was a conversation that you and I both had before we actually started the broadcast where I was like, oh, SrPeakCheck and Oasis are going head-to-head. Well, that's going to be interesting because poor Cloudy is just not going to be able to hold her shield up. Kaya on the Junkrat's going to absolutely shred it. So I think by actually moving away from that Reinhardt, even though they have the Symmetra TP to avoid a lot of that poke phase, just battering down Cloudy's shield and then health bar, if you field the Doomfist over the Rein, very similar to the Zarya, right? If you use Power Block, the Junkrat spam damage actually enables you to have a lot more strength into your initiation. So it's going to be interesting to see how that offsets the tempo with because we know their positioning, we know their ultimate economy. It's hectic and chaos all over the place, but that's exactly what this team loves to do. They love to take all of the coordination, all of the order that a team has, and rip it all to shreds.
Yep, they love to do it. And now, obviously, our first map will be going to is Oasis. And like you said, I mean, this is going to be utter chaos between these two teams. I mean, we can expect the compositions, but we can't really expect the outcome, I would say, for both teams. Oasis, could go either way. I mean, I guess you would say that it would favor a Wrecking Ball over the likes of a Doomfist.
I would say it would favor a Junkrat over the likes of everything. Given just how tight some of those hallways that you have to cross into are, there's just so much spam potential. And it's going to be really interesting to see how SrPeakCheck reacts to this, because the one problem that Oya has always had, no matter which season they've participated in Contenders, is just the predictability of the composition and the heroes that players know they're going to be running into, and so everyone makes game plans and different rotations and compositions that they come in with based on what they know they're going to be going up against.
Going into Oasis, Moxie, I mean, both teams obviously have a storied background making slight changes over the course of the past 2 seasons. I mean, you talked about earlier, Danid coming in now is definitely a unique choice for the side of SrPeakCheck. I mean, it could be a sign of them trying to switch it up, maybe switch something to more normal composition wise. If Danid has the Ramatra into his hero pool, do you think he does?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, we are seeing some pretty hard counters come through. QRXU actually deciding to come out onto the Cassidy, probably just going for that initial Symmetra TP. Vi potentially going to be sticking on the Sombra because, they're going to know what Chasm's rolling out with. Of course, it's going to be a Wrecking Ball. And one of Wrecking Ball's biggest counter is Sombra at the moment, but also Cassidy. With that Burden, it cancels a lot of that momentum that the Wrecking Ball is trying to set up.
And Wrecking Ball is such a fast hero, already rotated over to that point. Hasn't been so impactful so far this season on it. Meanwhile, knowing the Doomfist is off the high ground, Kaya opts to take it instantly. Has a great angle to spam from Danid, gets poked out, hacked this ball on the low ground. Eventually, we'll get found by Coolboy over that left flank, too. I mean, no more Doomfist in this fight. QRX, who does trade it back. Eventually, Chasm goes for that dive, enables Hot Babe to find QRXU, and oh yeah, have controlled the point while Chasm is just being a nuisance to the backline of SrPeakCheck.
Well, it feels like SrPeakCheck's composition is just going for individual survivability prioritized over order. Dollar on the Moira isn't really going to be there to help Danid because the Moira is never going to be where the Doomfist is, especially if the Doomfist gets hacked away from your backline. However, that Burden Nade from QRXU and the burst damage that it has is actually forcing Kaya off of the angle. But again, that Sombra is just making it so much harder for the Doom to find value.
That was a fantastic lamp earlier there by Coolboy to keep Kaya alive. 30% of the board now. Hot Babe still looks to go aggressive. I mean, usually his Karika players do tend to play as aggressive as they possibly can and then swift step away. But now it's resulting in QRXU finding the opening pick. Hot Babe is gone already for oh yeah. They try to go for this dive with the Wrecking Ball ultimate, dropping the mines towards the main. QRXU does have the dive here, or does have the counter with Dala there, but Dala and Mickey both fall. Danid able to find Chasm is at least one pick, but QRXU needs to play a bit, or it needs to have more support here. Danid able to find Kaya. Love does trade it back. And Vi comes back, but they both only have a mini to play around. No support, so they just have to give up that angle.
Yeah, and no flip either. Chasm with the hammer mines is actually able to stop SrPeakCheck from grouping up on the point, and as a result, oh yeah, have stalled it to 61%. Now we're going to see it finally in the favor of SrPeakCheck, but the EMP cancels coalesces early. Dollar left incredibly low, but they're not going for the Moira. They prioritize the Doomfist, knowing that the ultimate is going to be up to keep the point stalled. And oh yeah, slide in with the easiest, fastest flip you've ever seen.
Yeah, only 50% of the board now. Tire committed from Kaya. 100 HP on it. Chasm coming through the disruption, comes through the backside. Mickey was not even ready to drop a Suzu or used it earlier. Now a high noon committed from QRXU. They're just making it scrappy at the moment on the likes of Aw Yeah, who have committed that Kitsune rush. They avoid the high noon for now. Meanwhile, Vi does have the pulse, but it gets deleted by Kaya, who's trying to come around the backside. Chasm does get hindered temporarily, but eventually will back up. Kitsune rush pop from Mickey on the main. Again, down a person. They keep trying to fight in these 4 versus 5s. We'll see if, I mean, they do have to, but we'll see if it works out for them this time. They send Danid in. Overtime still ticking down. Eventually, Chasm just kind of disrupts, stand on the inside angle. Love gets poked, eventually has to translocate away. Danid does avoid death temporarily. Dala gets poked down so low, but Kaya is still spamming on the main. Eventually, Chasm gets found by Fi on the outside. Kaya also gets dove on by QRXU on the flank. Knowing that Kaya is aware of his location, QRXU has to back up, but he does find Love. And the flip, SrPeakCheck have regrouped around the point and have not had to use their coalescence either.
Mortality Field used early as well from Oya's side, so they're going to lose both of their supports and now have to go for a full regroup. This is where SrPeakCheck's composition can really come into full power, right? Fire's going to have all of these flank angles to come in with the Pulse Bomb as a surprise present. QRXU is going to have control of the high ground for the Cassidy, and Danid gets to be able to set the rollouts out to make sure that Kaya's spam damage doesn't keep SrPeakCheck off of the angles they need to control.
Yeah, now Kaya is going to spawn close to that Rip Tire. Coolboy also has the M Matrix, but SrPeakCheck, you know, building towards their ultimates, already have 3 ready to go as well. 50% now crossing the board. SrPeakCheck in a solid spot.
Yeah, but they're so far behind in terms of percentage.
Wow.
Oh, We can sort of like expand on that point a little bit, right? Oya is sitting at 99%, SrPeakCheck 55%. So what Oya needs to do is literally win one team fight, and they're going to be coming in with a lot of different ultimates, Dustin. EMP can entirely disrupt SrPeakCheck's positioning and cut out the coalescence early. We've already seen it occur once. And Chasm's going to be coming really close to Hammond Mines as well to be able to scoop that point immediately into Oya's favor. And then it's not going to matter if SrPeakCheck have the high ground because they're going to have to give it up to make sure that they can contest the overtime.
SrPeakCheck now. They're waiting for, I believe, we got to pause, by the way, so we have to wait for, I believe it's Dala's internet to kind of stabilize. Chasm already went through on these dives. I mean, during these pause menu, like, during these timings, you kind of, I think usually, at least in Overwatch League, you're not allowed to speak during pause timers, at least in person. But you can't really like enforce that, I believe, in Contenders because it's all online, right? So I imagine you probably just be communicating during this time, like, okay, let's just focus down Chasm and try to kill him here. But, you know, Wrecking Ball with how much HP he has, can you really even, like, remove him that quickly?
So you do have Magnate with the burden, which is going to actually be coming off of cooldown. We have actually the pleasure of being able to see that it is 3 seconds away from being available, but the Doomfist Punch actually just shoves him straight back.
Wait, Kai just finds 2 as well. I mean, just instantly finds those 2 kills. They already had 99% of the board. 5 drops the Pulse Bomb to try to find some value here, but with 40 HP, he has to move on to this point with Dandit and go aggressive, resulting in Hot Babes finding him. Kai as well will find 3 onto Dala at the end of it, who had to come back now. Dandit's able to find 1 onto the Riptire and Kaya,
no one can tell.
But he has to get away from the point. Kaya as well, just kind of explosion at the very end of the win there. Round number 1 going in Aya's favor.
Yeah, so I think to give more of sort of a window into Danet's thinking, he tries to cancel the pile drive onto 2 of those squishies with the punch. And unfortunately, the damage has already been done. Like, you've already lost that position. Kaya, like you saw, just comes in and absolutely eviscerates SrPeakCheck when he knows where those players are going to be. His Junkrat is absolutely exceptional at being able to land those ones as well. Like, I think he's probably the most accurate Junkrat I've ever seen. Maybe J-Krat, notwithstanding.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, Jake was a great Junkrat player in his own time. But that was also when XQC was playing in Overwatch League, so, you know, maybe the skill level wasn't really that high just yet. Oh yeah, though, walking in on this right side mini, you know, kind of just take that space while SrPeakCheck look to surround, but Kai is able to find Fi early on with a nice concussion mine.
Oh, good hack as well onto Danet early, so SrPeakCheck just don't get the in that they're looking for. This Doomfist is being shut down, and as a result, QRXT just doesn't have the space to be able to take the high ground, and there it is. Kaya immediately swoops in and claims what SrPeakCheck had left absent. They're so pressured, they have to use Immortality Field, Dustin, to be able to safely regroup at spawn.
QRXU able to find Chasm at the very least. That was a funny hack onto Dandit as we got booped into the pit, or into the waters from Chasm. Now SrPeakCheck trying to walk through a hack onto Dandit as well, just constantly disrupting him. But QRXU hits those shots. I mean, 2 great kills for him. Moving onwards toward this point, they're actually getting that objective time potentially in their favor as Kaya sits in this left side room. It's just such an amazing room for Junkrat to be sitting in. It's so tough to kind of uproot him on this inside angle. He's constantly spamming it through, but Dandit finds Cool Boy on the outside. Love does trade it back, though. So it's 1 for 1, and Chasm is just kind of in infinite circle range here at the main side to make sure SrPeakCheck can't walk in.
He's just doing donuts on the edges of the point. He has the mines as well, so even if SrPeakCheck try and just walk forward and find this split, he can potentially just come through and drop them, and the stall is there, and there it is!
Actually, the slam comes through. 55% of the board. Ant Matrix here, though, drops the grenade through the Ant Matrix, but Chasm finds Dandit again. This is so tough. QRXU finds Schoolboy. Mickey will find Chasm, so they're getting the kills. QRXU going off at the moment. 2K, make that 3, comes through the left side of the Chasm, and that's a 4 for him.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They may have gotten 4 kills off QRXU, but it cost them 3 whole ultimates to do so. Amplification Matrix, Dragon Strike, and Deadeye all invested. at the trade of Hammond mines from Oya's side. They have the ultimate advantage, they have the EMP, they can literally just come in with the Hammond and offset all of the coordination as Kai uses that Junkrat tide to clear the point and still makes $1.
Oh no, that's so bad. But Dan is able to find the Junkrat as well as find getting onto Love. Did cost him his life, so it's a trade 1-for-1. Chasm's here with the boop. Mickey off the map, also with the kill onto QRXU. Dandit is stuck in a Junkrat trap. Oh yeah, we'll flip the point after using the Ant Matrix.
QRXU does have the Deadeye, but Love has the EMP to be able to cancel it out. Hot Babe's got the Kitsune Rush too. Nothing is really going to force Oya's hand into giving up this point for the Cassidy ultimate as they just go proactive.
EMP from Love. They try to use the Immortality Bow to keep their team alive, but Dandit does lose his life. Dala does trade back Hot Babe, so Kaya's heals are reduced just to a Baptiste. Concussion Mine to disrupt everybody on the outside. Hits those sky shots on the Mick G. Loving him combined for 4. Hack on to Dandit as well. And oh yeah, will seamlessly take Oasis.
Oh my goodness, what a team. What a composition. What absolute chaos they bring to these fights, and it's exactly how they want it. They have the stall potential, they have the mobility, they can literally afford to throw player after player after player in a coordinated line at entire teams as they respawn, so not only are they always ahead in terms of ultimate economy, but they're always ahead in terms of point presence too.
And you know what's surprising, Moxie, is that I feel like in Overwatch, you know how we've kind of seen a lot of these Pharah players and Junkrat players reach new levels, right? With Kaya hitting those mid-air shots as well. I just remember at the beginning of this game, everyone's like, nah, it's too hard to hit consistent directs as a Pharah. It's too hard to hit consistent direct shots as a Junkrat. But now, you know, as the years have gone on, as we've had like 5-6 years of this game, it does feel like, you know, a lot of these players have reached new heights. You know, like the game that shall not be named, there was a lot of players that came over from it and onto Overwatch, and they're like, oh, this character's not as high skill level as this character. But now, you know, Pharah players have reached new heights where we consistently see one tricks and players that focus on one hero that have really honestly reached higher levels than the game that shall not be named. Like, honestly, like, I mean, I'll just say it, like, frickin' Junkrat, honestly, is at times even higher skill level than Demoman. And Pharah, same thing. You know, I'm going to be that guy. Like, I just think that these two characters over the course of this game have progressed to a way where the skill level of them have reached so freaking high, and Kaya proving that today. And Aya in general, like, it wasn't just him, it was obviously Chasm on the Wrecking Ball. And overall, yeah, to make that map number 1 look super easy, Moxie.
I mean, yeah, this is what Oya have always been about, right? Take one specific hero that a player can just play to that insane level and show how far you can run with it. There's a reason that streamers do specific heroes unranked to GM runs all of the time to show that just being that good at one specific hero is more than enough to be able to carry you through. In fact, Oya are probably just the personification of one of those runs, but they do it in the contender scene and they make it look so easy. And heading over to Numbani, I have no doubt that we're going to see SrPeakCheck try and take advantage of what you just mentioned, potentially something like the Pharah or even the Echo. But we have seen in the past that Kaya has absolutely no respect for the quite literal heights that you can reach as either a Pharah or an Echo. He will literally just double jump mine straight into you and still be able to pick up the kill.
So Numbani's the map, Moxie. SrPeakCheck's doing some subs, but not really subs. They're just swapping their members around. Fi will be playing on the Winston / tank in general. We don't know what hero he's going to play just yet. And then Danid's off on to DPS again. What the heck is SrPeakCheck doing today?
Okay, so they are locked into that position already, right? We know, unlike NA, where everything is still very much up in the air, we know from the side of EU, our 8 teams that are making it through into the playoffs. So if there is ever an occasion or a day where you're going to actually choose to off-roll because you don't have access to one of your tank players, it is now. But yes, it is unfortunately a little bit problematic when you're going up against a team that is just so set in trying to create as much chaos as possible, when in terms of the players that you have available, you're already dealing with a lot of chaos and coordination gone awry.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a different kind of look for SrPeakCheck, and, you know, obviously on a map like Numbani, I guess they can really, you know, focus on making Ya's life uncomfortable too. But I mean, like you said earlier, Mox, I mean, both these teams, they have a very similar game plan, right? You said that they just like want to just kind of just make those mechanical plays, play kind of solo queue-esque, and eventually it either works out for one or the other, but both have that similar gameplay. I mean, do you think walking with Fi onto that tank role can give them a bit more of a set strategy that just isn't pop off QRXU?
I still think it's going to be pop-off QRX here, especially when you take us over to Numbani, whether or not you're playing the Ashe or the Cassidy. There's a lot of focus on that DPS just winning those duels, so you don't have to worry about Kaya being able to just eviscerate your backline in the split second. And I think that's something that a lot of these teams are probably going to be pretty concerned with. There's a reason why Oya are so high in standings as they are. But one particular thing that's definitely going to have a negative impact onto SrPeakCheck's performance today is that normally this team's entire identity, it's not just about chaos, it's about we have Cloudy. We literally run Symmetra and Lucio in this current meta, and we just push on you as quickly as possible, whether we use the TP genuinely or to just play mind games and bait you into thinking that we're going to take it so you turn your backs. That's all up in the air, but I mean, what else is going to be up in the air is what are running out with, because they're running Chasm on the right heart.
I'm just gonna go for an early, like, one-shot pin, surprise pin, I guess. But he doesn't. He's running. He's a little far away though, so they don't hear him for now. You think he's gonna get it? He's gonna pin off the map and then switch to Wrecking Ball.
SrPeakCheck aren't running the Hanzo, so they actually have no way of spy checking this.
Oh my god! Oh, he goes for it. Oh no! Oh, he didn't get it. He didn't get the pin. Oh no! He got slept too. Goodbye, Chasm. See you later, buddy. Oh my god, man. Chasm, you freaking troll. Danon also finds Hotbabe, so off of this, they might actually lose because Hotbabe was not ready to back off. Kai is also down under, being a nuisance as per usual, and actually flanks through the main side. Eventually, Chasm will come back on the Wrecking Ball. Hack did come through. Chasm will get the perfectly timed flank, but QRXU's already found Cool Boy. 2 ticks have been given. Kaya comes through on the other side, grabs the health pack as well. Chasm will have to touch, though, and against QRXU, who's just sitting on the high ground, they just give it up.
Yeah, so it works a little bit better, I would say, on Blizzard World, where you have just a little bit more punishment from the rest of your teammates to just keep the attacking side slowed down so that you can come back sooner in the fight and still have the presence on the point, as opposed to Numbani, where when you lose that tank, everyone from SrPeakCheck, especially with Downhead on this Echo, just gets to go incredibly aggressive towards claiming that high ground, and in doing so, the point itself, as Chasm now is going to be sticking on the Wrecking Ball for the rest of this map. Kaya and Love, however, not really finding the avenues that they're looking for. The space just not available with the absence of the tank, so now they're going to be relying on corner control.
Fi does get healed up. They had to use the Valkyrie. Chasm was trying to find him. Now they go aggressive SrPeakCheck with the Nano Boost onto Fi. No kills out of it just yet. Kai is still sitting in that mini room on the health. Nice boop away on to find a force him back, but Dana with the space created is able to find Chasm, who is back on the cart. Nades also popped. The zone back around. Kaya on the inside. Hotbabe trying to run away from Danid. Results in Mickey finding Kaya too. I mean, they're getting this cart pushing forward. They're trying to just die on this payload now. Oh yeah. But it's resulting in, you know, this consistent cart pressure now from SrPeakCheck.
Love does have the EMP, and Chasm so close to the hammer mines. That tends to be the initiation tool for Oya to really start pushing you out of position when they're looking for an approach. But SrPeakCheck, sitting on ultimates of their own, have the means to be able to peel. Even if the hammer mines or EMP comes through, they have the ball.
Ooh, nice EMP from Love as well. Connecting on a Danid, so he could not get the copy sleep dart on the kind to slow him down for now. And back up, Mickey's trying to live with Dala. Primal Rage was popped by Fi there as well. Chasm now trying to get onto this Ana, but he gets AT'd and gets slowed down for now. But Mickey gets hacked on the inside, knowing that Chasm will re-peak down to 50 HP. But able to get healed up from the health pack. Rez comes through on Mickey's side, though, so SrPeakCheck still in it. But they lose Fi on the aggressive angle. Oh, yeah, now sitting pretty.
Yeah, unfortunately, the backline was just kept out of line of sight of the Winston, and as a result, Fi without that Primal goes down, and now we descend back into the ordered chaos. Oh, yeah. Do lose Love For the moment, a really good sleep coming through from Mickey, but unfortunately that means that that defensive cooldown is up, and Kaya, with the help of the rest of the team, is able to collapse onto the Ana, and SrPeakCheck are just kept in place around this corner where the spam is so potent.
And Junkrat players play a different game. Kaya drops that Riptire, but is killed by Dan on the inside because of it. SrPeak is doing a good job at just finding these, the kills onto Kaya when he's using the Riptire. And with it, they push forward with the Valkyrie. Sleep Dart came through onto Love, who came back on the flank. The follow-up damage tried to be there, but the burst was a bit too awkward of a window as Fi, I think, opened it up. Wrecking Ball mines here as well. Slow Fi down. Oh, yeah, still holding on. Even though they lost Kaya there, he still got a kill with the Riptire. And they still have this pressure, this forward momentum with Love and Kaisem.
Yeah, Love's going to be building up towards this EMP, keeping relative pace with QRX2, but the Ash Burst as well as a really good coach gun. Denies the power drive from Chasm, keeps the Wrecking Ball in check so that Danit, entirely uncontested, is able to pop off and find the kills needed.
High on the inside, tries to live, but Danit hunts him down. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. They're finishing off here. I mean, QRX2 and Danit, the DPS duo of those two have really been coming together. For SrPeakCheck towards the end, Chasm will be melted by the Echo, but gets that Immortality Field. Ant Matrix here. Danit tries to go in to prevent that value. They actually get the kill off the Nano Boost as well. Now they come back towards that cart, find one. Love does trade back onto 5 with Chasms alone here. Kaya was trying to delay things, but SrPeakCheck now move on to third.
Really good Nano Boost from Mickey onto Danit so that the Echo, like you said, can push aggressively through that amp and deny Cool Void the sustainability through it. Keep the other members alive. Hot Babe now off of the Lucio, goes on to the Zenyatta for that damage. The Disco Dog's going to do so much, as well as these volleys that you can pre-armor around all of these corners as SrPeakCheck is just forced to walk into the damage. Love still holding on to the EMP, goes down with it intact, but QRX2 is traded, and now it's just spam damage galore.
Sorry, I'm just so impressed by QRX2. I think he's like, obviously he died there at the end. Mickey finds Chasm though, nice shot from Mickey on the support Ana side, and now with that pick, they could actually push forward as they wait for Chasm to come back with Love rather, sitting with the EMP towards that cart, waiting for a support potentially to walk up. Has a 3-person EMP, now make it a 2. Connects both on the Danit and the Mercy, but the copy eventually comes through from Danit. He has to lose the mech, or the copy there though. Dalla still popping. That Valkyrie to give him the sustain. Chasm's able to find Danit, however it is traded because Fi is able to find one with that Primal Rage. Bob also zones back, still pumping in damage on Chasm with the anti-grenade. Fi's able to find that kill. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left now. Oh yeah, they're in the backstream right now. SrPeakCheck looking to close out with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, but Oya have the means of delaying for Hot Babe to come in with the Transcendence, forced to use it so that he doesn't go down to Fi's primary, but Kaya's Junkrat target's taken down by QRX2. However, you have to worry about the Hammer Mines. Chasm, even though they're down players, is just using the ultimate to keep the payload in position so that Love on the Bastion can come through and try and chunk a player down, but he's on the sideline, he's not touching, so when Chasm gets forced away, it all comes down to Hot Babe, who goes down early.
Yeah, he's just down. Chasm looking to delay. I mean, Immortality Field too late to save Chasm's life. In the minute and 34 seconds left, SrPeakCheck will close out on Numbani attack.
Really good pack line coming through for SrPeakCheck. The fact that QRX so many times gets pushed to the absolute brink in terms of health bar, it's such a good showing to make sure that even with Mercy and a healing, which is normally incredibly easy to be able to take advantage of because the Mercy is just forced almost to play alongside the Echo and put so much more strain and pressure onto the Ana, you're going to be losing those squishies if they get targeted down, especially when we see the Zen swap come through. That's what it is. It's there to punish the fact that your Ana is going to be too slow to be able to heal through the pre-armed volleys coming out around those corners, but QRX2 does not go down, and even when Danad gets focused down by the EMP, really smart duplicate onto the Baptiste, does lose it immediately, but is able to actually stay in the duplicate long enough to hit Immortality Field so that when he goes down, enough time has been spent that Dollar with the Valk is able to find the resurrection, and SrPeakCheck don't lose a player, don't have to give up ground, and can continue to push away.
You know, and Fi on the Winston as well, Moxie, has been a consistent factor that enables them too. So I mean, like obviously, like you mentioned, there's like overall supporting QRX2, just constantly that pressure. I mean, no, on their attacking side, what do they even play here, Moxie, alongside the Wrecking Ball? Did they try to lock that Zen again?
You can try the Zen, but there's going to be just so much focus on this high ground. You have to be so careful that you don't just get jumped the second you try and commit towards this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. And now, Chasm sets up over the top. Actually, just boops forward onto QRXU, but the peel is there from Danda, the rest of SrPeakCheck. He's doing it again. Chasm coming through with the slam this time. Discord Orb onto Danda, knowing he's the target of focus. Has to back up. Cool Boy jumps up at the top. An anti-grenade committed as well there for Mickey. Connects onto Aya to slow them down for now. Towards the point, Chasm tries to roll around the back. And eventually actually looks to try to cap it, but he is so low. Needs healing desperately, knowing that Fi tries to now go aggressive. Force off the high ground Kaya. Make sure he doesn't get a lot of that space. Almost a minute off the clock already. SrPeakCheck are holding so far.
Yeah, that anti actually forced the Mortality Field out early from Coolboy, so having to wait and regroup until that's back on cooldown as Danon gets absolutely chunked by Coolboy on the Baptiste.
Yeah, I think he took a little bit of a shot there from Kaya as well. I mean, that was tough. Really needs some healing from Dalo there, but I don't know what their game plan was. Maybe they wanted to go aggressive or something for SrPeakCheck's side, but regardless, now are going to take point A.
Glass Cannonball is really starting to work. Hot Babe on that Zen with the Discord has just been doing so much to make sure that SrPeakCheck don't really have the means of being able to try and take advantage of the high ground and allow QRX to these angles to come in and win these fights and just use the dynamite damage to dwindle through Oya's resources when he's not actually facing against Hitscan. It's not a 1 versus 1. It's literally just Oya putting so many players onto the field that QRXU is just too occupied, too pushed on by all of these different angles to be able to find a pick.
Love with the pulse bomb sitting at the mini side. Heart pressure now being stopped actually because SrPeakCheck is there. Nice sleep dart from Mickey, but oh my god, gets pulse bomb immediately after hitting a nice sleep. Love 2k for him in this fight. Dala gets the resurrect onto Mickey though, but you still have Love here with the Discord Orb just kind of harassing and helping out making sure they can keep this car pushing forward with a large time bank.
And the second that they see that Dollar is pushed away from Danet's side, we see the dive onto the Echo, and Danet is just gone with that Discord Orb. And a lack of pocket as just continue now to keep these angles spammed out. And SrPeakCheck, they have to decide, do they actually contest this? They're going to try. Duplicate comes through alongside the Bob. This is such an overcommitment from them, and they're still going to lose the fight because of the tire.
Yeah, entire Wrecking Ball. I mean, there's so much lockdown on this payload now. In terms of just pure damage, you know, he's immediately moving on to third. 5 minutes and 6 seconds. They are on a tear at the moment. Wait, that's an angle? Is that legal?
No.
Wait, Abin?
They know.
Oh, check it, blade! Oh, it's fine. He's fine. He comes back. Okay, 4 minutes, 55 seconds. They're still rolling.
Now we're going to see subs come through. SrPeakCheck down at off of the Echo onto the May for sustainability. As Fi goes for the exact same play. Doll is still sticking on the Mercy, however, going to be trying to damage boost QRXU.
On the staircase side, Love. Oh my god, pulse bomb on Defy. Kaya comes through with the concussion mine. Love also will find Dala. And now Chasm just kind of cleans up. I mean, SrPeakCheck, what's going on with them at the moment? Can they even get a solid Rika test?
They're going to try. We're going to see a swap onto the Tracer, but I mean, Chasm can just body block intercept, and that's exactly what happens.
Oh, hot babe. Jesus, 4 minutes and 17 seconds. I feel like we didn't even see, like, a team fight since first point, Moxie. That was brutal.
That is literally Oya's playstyle. They don't allow you to regroup. The second that they find any weakness that they can, they just continue to pick you apart and pick you apart and pick you apart because they're just so mobile. Even if you take one of these players down, the amount of damage that Kaya has covers Love's absence. Chasm has the ability to be anywhere within distance to be able to follow up on either a Discord from Hot Babe or just pressure from Love with the pulse pistols up close. Coolboy's always going to have things like Immortality Field because he's not being pressured since are taking all of the rest of the heat and pushing it onto SrPeakCheck, who have to play reactive rather than proactive, so the Baptista's never forced to use Immortality Field early the way that we saw in the first fight.
Ooh, man. On the defensive side, you know, opting to not play that Reinhardt like Chasm did early on in this time. They're going to be rocking with Love onto that Sombra. SrPeakCheck, I mean, they got to figure something out here in order to get this first point cap.
I mean, what they have to do is walk through main without going into that Junkrat trap, because if anyone falls for this, Love is going to be in position to just keep them hacked, and then with that extra passive damage, just chunk them down in seconds. Also, I will laugh incredibly hard.
Wait, Love also made the switch over to the Tracer, I think, after popping his translocator on the spawn. Nobody walks into it this time. Everybody avoids the trap for now. And it seems like SrPeakCheck just going to walk through this main, opt to not send any flankers for now.
Dynamite comes through from QRXU, pressuring onto Chasm, but I mean, you're a Wrecking Ball with the shield, you're still going to keep yourself up in the high ground and deny down at that angle, be able to drop down on the back line.
Nice coach gun away to force Chasm. Could have got that one shot temporarily. Cool Boy also got on to Danid. Eventually Love's there in the main side. I mean, already 50 seconds now on the clock. SrPeakCheck just getting staggered. Killed. They do have some nice heals here, but the ante is huge from Hot Babe. Mickey also gets found. 3K for Love as well.
Pile drive is perfectly placed from Chasm as well. Just keeps all of those squishies scooped up into the air and held in position for Love to be able to come through with the follow-up. 23 eliminations, 3 deaths, Dustin, from the Tracer. As Pulse was already bull.
Love is playing so damn well. Wrecking Ball comes through, has to avoid the pulse, and he's immediately bounced into the air by Chasm. An explosion happens amidst the skies. 3K, make that a 4K now for Love. 5 will hit him with the Tesla cannon, but 13 seconds left now. He's just kind of in pure desperation mode. Down to 1 HP. Cool Boy will find him. 7 seconds. Eventually, Dollar will come out of the Valkyrie. He could potentially get a touch off if he runs to the point fast enough, but I don't even think he'll get the touch. Yeah, he doesn't. SrPeakCheck get held and no time on the clock there. Oh, yeah, now move over to the attacking side with 4 minutes.
It's always a risk when you try and opt into a place like Numbani because you want to run towards the Echo. Because Baptiste is technically a hit scan, and Cool Boy and Hot Babe have shown that they are more than capable through all of the summer season of being able to take on the strongest Echoes and Pharahs in this region. But I mean, this synergy between Love and Chasm through the entirety of that side was absolutely insane. Every single time Love wanted to make a move, Chasm provided the space, and vice versa. Whenever any of them wants to properly use that kit, every pile drive is followed up on, every pulse one has the opportunity created to turn it from 1 kill into 2.
Now on the offensive side, oh yeah, I mean, they're at a great spot. You only need 33%, right, to get this first stick, and you get the win for all yes side. And it seems like they don't really have to make any compositional changes either, right?
And SrPeakCheck, like, they have a really tough task ahead of them because they can't just give up the point. That's why we're probably going to be seeing Love playing on the Tracer, and you don't even need to go infiltration mode, where you send the Tracer on that really long wraparound all through the back of the point, pop up on the opposing high ground so you can push onto the Ana. No, you can go straight for point contest because it's going to force SrPeakCheck off of the high ground to keep this map going.
Defend objective A.
Oh yeah, they send Chasm Coastal immediately just to get on towards that back flank. It's walled off though, can't get it off. Now actually comes through the main to try to avoid the damage, but the freeze from Dana to slow him down, make sure he cannot evade all of that damage, means that it'll cost him his life. 30 seconds off the clock now for all, yeah.
Yeah, really good zoning as well coming through from Fire to make sure that no one gets to properly push up from any room or distraction that Chasm could have provided. That mail was going to be huge, but Love with the infiltration is able to jab the knife into the back with the help of the Discord, and the floodgates have opened. Oh yeah, have numbers and that swarming point.
Man, Love is on one today, man. Kaya also came through the top as soon as Love was in the back. That's perfect timing. Ah, yeah, are now up 2-0 over SrPeakCheck, and no LH Cloudy in sight for them.
Oh, this team is looking incredibly strong, Dustin. Incredibly strong. Play of the game, Ghost Love. It has to be the double pulse bomb off of the pile driver, potentially even just managing to find the attachment onto the Mercy. Like, every single moment of weakness is taken advantage of. It really plays into Oya's repertoire too, to allow Love to just go ham on the Tracer and keep all of this distraction, all of these players having to look behind them and turn around to move away from the objective and deal with the Mosquito in the backline that's just mowing through them methodically one by one by one.
What great play from the likes of Oh Yeah so far. They're on that map point, obviously, over SrPeakCheck, who are desperately trying to find something out to counter them. We'll see if SrPeakCheck can potentially make a reverse sweep, but we have to go to a short break. So when we come back, we'll see you for the map number 5.
hello, fancy meeting you here. It's so nice to see ya. Are you ready to survive the wastelands? Then you'll need to bring your shotgun, your axe, and of course, your knife. For your sharp wit, if you get my drift. Hey, whoa. Hold on there. Don't forget to pick up your Overwatch Contenders Junker Queen skin. Yeah, gearing up is as easy as connecting your Battle.net account to Twitch. And after that, watching the Overwatch Contenders Summer Series will contribute to your drop progression, letting you claim your own wasteland-ready Overwatch Contenders Junker Queen skin. Oh, that's right. It's time to rampage. Now, get out there and slay with the Overwatch Contenders Junker Queen skin. Okay, take care now. See you in chat.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh, yeah, we're up 2-0 over SrPeakCheck in the very last match of our round robin so far. Moxie, obviously, oh, yeah, look to be in the driver's seat in the second game of the day. It feels like SrPeakCheck, you know, they're on the brink of losing this one. And oh, yeah, are looking to secure, what is it, that third seed, basically?
I mean, they're looking dominant is what they're looking like, Dustin. Let's be honest. That Numbani was probably one of the fastest full pushes of Numbani both you and I have witnessed in the Contenders scene. It's like absolutely insane what they're able to do, and the heroes that they're able to do it with too. Like you would say, oh yeah, Echo meta, Junkrat's gonna be absolutely awful in Echo meta, especially if you're running Tracer alongside it. But no, that backline has the Echo absolutely nailed down. And you know what else we're potentially going to get to see too? The Love Widowmaker, as we're not going to be going anywhere other than Circuit Royale, which means double sniper potential Sigma. Ahoy.
Yep. Oh my god, all right. Oh, Circuit Royale. You think this is a map that SrPeakCheck could actually come back on, Moxie, or, you know, at the moment, maybe, oh yeah, just to have their number?
I think they saw that QXU was finding a lot of value on the DPS, especially on the hit scan, and they want to take us to a place where that hit scan is going to have a lot more time to be able to flourish, so that even if Oya try and just aggressively push on you until your composition entirely frays and breaks at the edges, you still have those long open line of sights before the dive can properly set in to try and find those picks, potentially even run out on the Cassidy too, with the Burdenate to try and keep Oya off of your back for as long as possible to be able to take advantage of those angles for as much time as you can.
SrPeakCheck side obviously looking to maybe come back in this. I mean, it does matter, obviously, right? Because if we're looking at the standings, right, it seems like you might have to obviously play against harder teams, like some teams that have positive win rate compared to maybe a lesser team that you could play against. Obviously, if you're the 4th seed compared to the 3rd seed, for example, because that really ends up mattering towards the playoffs, which are happening very, 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 very soon. But in this matchup today, obviously, Circuit Royale, that's where SrPeakCheck are taking us to. For now, I mean, Moxie, do you think they have to change anything up, or just it kind of smooth sailing for them?
I mean, we could potentially see a change up. I don't think we're gonna see a change up. Like, Kaya can still find a lot of value on the Junkrat with things like the shield break. Love has been able to just flex onto whatever. He's a really good tracer, but he also has really solid hit scan in his back pocket. The last time we got to see Oya on broadcast, he went for Widowmaker on Ruins and was able to just absolutely clean house uncontested, so this really plays into his wheelhouse. I think for me, it's about the tempo that we see their opponent SrPeakCheck actually decide to come out with, because whenever we've seen SrPeakCheck take us to this map, it has been when they've had Cloudy and they've been able to go for the Symmetra teleport strategy. Now, lacking that, it's going to be a little bit harder to be able to cross over some of those punishing angles.
You're making a sub, actually, it looks like, in a second, Moxie, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to see in a second what that sub is. But I believe they're trying to mix things up just, I don't know, for the heck of it. I guess they're just in such an advantage spot. They're already up 2-0 over SrPeakCheck, who really haven't been able to find much just yet. They're subbing. Okay, this is so weird. Let's go. Let's just show the sub. What's going on here? Like, what are they doing, man? You got Isaac on the tank, and then you got, which makes sense, I guess. But then you have Chasm on the DPS. What the heck?
Are we just like a magnet for off-rolling strategies, Dustin?
Oh my god!
It feels like we are. Like, Necra in Owl has his C9 curse. We have we have the off-roll, but no, Chasm has been occasionally picking up the DPS for this team.
Okay.
So it's not entirely out of the boat or the box, but it's definitely not something that a lot of teams, I think, have sort of been wise to, especially broadcast-wise, because Oya have only had one game so far on broadcast. This is their second.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, obviously, they're used to playing at the Chasm DPS. We've seen it as well before. Very, very good soldier player, I'm assuming. Decent soldier player. But the patch hasn't come through yet either, right? With the soldier buffs. Not in the current one they're playing, so he's not, like, incredibly overpowered like he surely will be.
I think more you're prioritizing Isaac being there on the Sigma. Like, we've talked in length about why Sigma is just incredibly strong in Circuit Royale. It's the exact same thing as why DPS find a lot of value, things like the Widowmaker, the Hands of the Sojourn, because of those long angles, and you need that Sigma to be able to shut those down with things like the Sigma Shield, which is a little bit more flexible in terms of its positioning, as well as the Shift when you run out of that shield. Unlike the Reinhardt, where when your shield shatters, unfortunately, your team's hopes and dreams shatter alongside it.
So we got a disconnect in the lobby as well. Unfortunately for Dala, I think his internet's been kind of screwy today. I don't know what's going on in his household, but maybe they'll figure things out. Meanwhile, it is so funny. So yeah, apparently Chasm on his stream, from what our producer Jay has been telling us, he's saying that apparently there were claims that Chasm could not aim via the internet. So he did he did a GM he did the unranked to GM DPS only to get the higher ranks. So I guess that Chasm can play the DPS. That's what people don't understand. Like, there's always like these people talking online that are just like aren't very good at the game. A lot of plat chatters, and they're just like, oh yeah, you can't aim. But like, honestly, most people, unless they're a Mercy player, of course, in the GM level, can aim. Like, honestly, like pretty much all of them, no matter what, if they're playing like Cloudy can even play like GM to high level.
Excuse you? I think Moth and Ark would like some words with you, and Neptuno too. Mercy players,
yeah, they could. Okay, they could.
I'm surprised you didn't go for the low hanging fruit that is your reversion to another support beginning with M.
No, Moira players usually are good players. That's the thing. Like, they don't want to play Moira, but they have to, right? Meanwhile, Mercy players, I'm talking about pros. I'm talking about like the GM players in general that play Mercy. The Mercy one tricks per se. Those ones can't aim, Mox. You can't convince me otherwise. I mean, like, I would like to see a Mercy player that is a one trick.
You're about to give our mods on Twitch chat like actual conniptions with all of the messages that they're going to have to keep an eye on. So let's get back to the game, because wouldn't you know it, we've got everyone back in the lobby, and here it is, Circuit Royale.
It's relevant, okay? Chasm in a pro match is playing the Soldier 76, trying to prove to us that he's a fantastic Soldier player and not really a good Soldier meta. So definitely an odd choice for sure. Also have Isaac for that Sigma roll. Anti-grenade connects onto Dandit off the backside. Immortality Field also committed from Dala there with the regenerative burst. He surely will build that Ant Matrix first before if anything, and Dan finds Chasm. QRXU also gets rid of Isaac, and unfortunately, tough start for the Soldier 76 player of
Oh, they're going to get a stagger kill onto Hot Babe as well. Yep, there Diana goes, as Danad is the one that's able to clean that up. Love is able to find QRXU, but I mean, the damage has been done. Not only have they lost point A incredibly quickly, they're also potentially going to lose some of this high ground early control for Love to be able to find these first picks and keep SrPeakCheck on the slope for as long as possible.
Ooh. Isaac trying to carry at the moment. Rock in just one-shots Mickey. No Immortality Field in sight from Dala. Was not expecting that much damage to come through. Also, Shirley will be staggered himself, and yep, he is. SrPeakCheck will finally get a hold. We'll get a hold, sorry.
Chasm using some of those lovely gaps. Ooh. And a helix straight to the face of a respawn QRXU. It's going to show that he absolutely can aim with the soldiers. The second helix does unfortunately miss, but I mean, you've been able to push SrPeakCheck onto the low ground, and this is where Love can really pick apart this team. You can use things like the Dragon Strike or the Flux to be able to force out either Transcend or Immortality Field, and then the second ultimate can come through and actually confirm the kills you're looking for.
What a great game to end a round robin on. Chasm on the Soldier 76, and then the rest of his team trying to support him. Immortality Field used, counter Dragon Strike into the Matrix from the side of Dala. Also tosses his own Immortality Field to stay alive. Coolboy is able to find one. Love combines for another. And with the added pressure, Dandit now has to go aggressive, but he's without his team, is able to find Chasm at the very least, but eventually Love comes back for him and finds him. That's another hold for
QRXU now off of the Widowmaker onto the Storm. It's going to have a little bit of a harder time finding these infiltrations, given that you're playing into an already set up Hanzo with the Sonic, and they know exactly where the Sombra is hiding. Chasm, however, with Transcendence being burned out from the fight previously thanks to the Sigma Flux and Dragon Strike combo, is going to have a free attack visor as long as they're able to burn Dala's lamp out first.
Chasm pops the visor, gets the Nana Boost. Immortality Field to survive it for now, but now it's just far too much damage to deal with. Chasm ends up with a nice little 2K in that fight. Just runs on forward to look the top left. Doesn't realize there's a Hanzo in the bottom left, though. Almost got killed there. But that's a nice 2K from him.
Guarantee you he was pressing the F9 to capture that. Because it takes just a little bit too long to notice the Hanzo there and react. But Love is able to find out. This is why you prioritize this high ground hold when you're defending Circuit. You get so many avenues to be able to, with either Hanzo or Sojourn or Widowmaker, find these one-shots onto all of these squishies below and just finish a fight out so quickly, so brutally, and so one-sided that the other team doesn't really get to build up ultimate economy.
How is Chasm always found so freely from SrPeakCheck? Just 1v1 and QRXU just deleted Chasm.
He's used to having a much bigger health pool. Okay?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, true. Now kind of have to back off because of the Gravitic Flux from Fi. Actually got a kill with it onto Isaac as well. No Immortality Field to save him, unfortunately, from Coolboy. It was popped out too late. Fi end up with a 2K after that. Now looks for the stagger kills on the left side. Spawn looking for the Ana. Or Nano Boost as well onto Love, but he's immediately removed from Mickey on the inside with the Discord angle. And also generic Zenyatta damage. Now the Ana is also getting staggered on the Hop Dave side. SrPeakCheck just look to close out on the second phase. I mean, have some ultimates to recontest with, but they only have 3 people.
And they're also walking into an EMP. So even if Isaac uses the Flux, this Sombra ultimate can cancel it immediately. They're just going to hold on.
They hold on. Now they commit the amp, though. After the point was received, Isaac's able to find one, but now the EMP is here. From SrPeakCheck, they're able to get one more extra kill, whereas only got 2, resulting in now Isaac losing his life as well. SrPeakCheck now look to just keep pushing forward. They have 3 minutes on last phase. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so EMP was invested, however, to deal with Coolboy's amp, and as a result, Love and Isaac do get a free pass, not have to worry about the Sombra ultimate keeping Isaac off of the Flux. But unfortunately, you still have to worry about Mickey's Transcendence, and you don't have the Tag Visor or the Dragon Strike to be able to bait it out early this time around. As we see an Amp now go through, SrPeakCheck, knowing Oya had used this previously, have to just back out as Dragon Strike gets thrown out. Oh no! The overlap Lab and Transcendence in the same thing, and Flux is now free!
Yeah, Dollar removed. Mickey able to find love, though, at least out of his Transcendence. The old game, not great there for SrPeakCheck, but they're able to find Hot Babe. Isaac still got Fi, though, and without your Sigma player, it's hard to come back from that.
Danet's going to have the Dragon Strike to try to just throw Oya off of this high ground security. He's still trying to find the infiltration and build up the CMP. Doesn't have to play Chasm, though.
Moxie Chasm's feeding, okay?
You gonna say the line, Dustin?
Yeah, it's just like... it's just like, you could play at a GM or like a high level, I'm sure, of Soldier 76, but we're in a pro game, and like, it's also not a Soldier meta, too, on top of things. It's just like, Chasm's back is against the wall at the moment. It's just tough. It's just tough, Moxie. I don't know. He's still over the top, though. Has built a Tac Visor in a second. However, he's already down Love. Immortality Field also used by Cool Point. Gravitic Flux eventually will be burned out from Find. Did not find a kill with it necessarily. Chasm also gets hacked. Has to give up the high ground. Drops back towards his team at least. So he's a little bit more aware of when to kind of dodge and get away. Now comes over the top left flank. Has the Nano Visor play. They've already lost their entire team, though. They've got to get maximum value. They've gotten nothing out of this Nano Visor play just yet. It's just avoided on all fronts. And then he's removed too by Dala. No! Danet also finds Hot Babe. Ant Matrix can't even be used because Coolboy has to drop into the EMP. And, alright, maybe Chasm on the Soldier 76. Not the play.
They're just holding strats, Dustin, okay? They're not wanting to give their hand away before we head off into... No. I agree. It didn't find that much value. Like you said, we're not yet into Giga Buff Soldier era. He hasn't done all of his push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. And as a result, even with it now, it's pretty easy to just be able to disengage and come back in afterwards.
I mean, playing Soldier 76 is fun, but like you saw earlier, I mean, literally you could tell in the matchup with QRXU. I mean, QRXU on the Sombra was just getting so much value continuously. I mean, just free pick after free pick, perfectly timed hacks. I mean, QRXU also just generally, what a standout player he's been so far in this series, even though his team is, you know, down 2 maps.
Yeah, right? And I mean, when you lack that casty as well to be able to throw that Burden Nade and keep the Sombra from just translocating out, if you don't manage to find that instant kill on the Sombra, not only does QRXU get so much value, it's all for virtual free. And it depletes even more resources that Oya have to be able to divert into holding that objective down and properly punishing the control of the high ground that's normally there for the defense. As now the sides are going to flip. Chasm this time around potentially going to try his hand at the Hanzo with SrPeakCheck to side for the more optimal double sniper setup on the defense.
All right, let's see if it works out for him. Chasm gets a body shot early on from QRXU. Also on the other side, Love will be trying his hand at the Hanzo. I mean, both teams playing the double sniper. However, Isaac's on the Zarya with Hot Babe on the Zenyatta and Kubo on the Ana. Meanwhile, SrPeakCheck running Sigma with the BAP and Zen. A little bit more traditional, right?
Well, we've seen Isaac on the Zarya before in other seasons of Contenders as well, and it has worked. You're going to be getting so much free charge off of these Hanzo shots coming through in terms of that poke. You can already see Isaac nearly fully charged, but unfortunately without that shield, Danet just gets such a free reign to be able to poke down these squishies.
Yeah, Danet finds that kill onto Chasm again early on. Now Isaac tries to equalize it to come out top. Fi has killed the Hot Babe, and by the way, while the fight's happening, Chasm has swapped over back to that Soldier 76. Isaac still alive, though. Has a lot of damage. High charge with a right click. Kills Danet and Dala on the inside. Why would you try to go inside? Angle versus a fully charged Zarya. That's so tough to deal with. SrPeakCheck now back to the spawn doors off of Isaac with the fatty right click.
He's going to have Graviton as well off of all of the damage that he's able to output. Mickey's going to need Danet to come in with an early first pick if they can actually build up Transcendence to be able to keep pace with this Graviton, find out onto the Winston to try and contest as quickly as possible. But there's the Zarya just entirely ignoring your tank.
There's the grab. Dandit also eventually came back into the grab. He jumped away from it and then back into it. That surely should give him his first point. Chasm had a nice little flank in 2K there as well. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left now. Oh, yeah, move on to streets.
Y'all going to be close to the Ant Matrix. They're going to have it for the next fight, but fires off of the Winston onto a Zarya of their own. As Janet now onto the mate, trying to punish this lack of rotation that Oya has without this Lucio. Catch the Zarya out of line of sight of the Ana and chunk them down before those bubbles can properly keep the Zarya sustained.
Zarya now. Nano boost used onto Isaac. Ant Matrix, though, surely was zoned. Whoa! Isaac just hit a yeet across the map onto Dala. Also finds Dandit. And then on the Mickey. Oh my god, Isaac. Okay, buddy. Fantastic. You called it, Mox. I mean, what a great Zarya player he's been.
Yeah, when you have a Nano Boost and a Discord Orb, and you can just interchange target that you're going for, Zarya is absolutely terrifying, especially when you're playing into a Zarya who doesn't have a Nano Boost but does have that Discord. As Love untouched on the Widow at the moment. Chasm's going to be coming in with the Tac Visor. Mickey does have Transcendence if SrPeakCheck want to fight this, and there it is. Tac Visor, Baitai, Transcendence, and Oya disengage.
Yeah, Visor negated, both Transcendence is used. Isaac, knowing that he has to come back towards his team, is still flanking on Zarya, basically. But his team is being pressured heavily at the moment by SrPeakCheck. Now he's turned upon. 1 bubble, 2 bubble reused, now has another. But Love able to find Dandit there. That's a great opening kill. Isaac's also, at the end of the day, able to find Phi. Chasm with the follow-up on a Mickey results. And, oh yeah, moving on to third.
Oh yeah, have snowball potential too. Because in that last fight, we saw Transcendence match Transcendence. Isaac doesn't have to worry about the Zen ultimate. You just have to worry about Immortality Field, as they're going to go for a sneak play. Isaac is not going to be expected to be playing up towards this high ground. They are spotted out. They do lose Chasm in rotation. But the Graviton's still there, and the Suited buys them the time to survive. Lant now comes through, and Isaac finds nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't have any teammates there after losing that opening kill, and now, you know, obviously Coolboy's trying to back up. Q does have to translocate away, though, make sure he doesn't die to that Ana. But Dala eventually finds that stagger kill.
That swap from Mickey onto the Kyuriko is absolutely clutch. Not only with the Suzu are you able to keep everyone alive, you allow QRXU to hold on to this EMP to stop Oya from finding aggression with the Nano when it comes through.
EMP there from QRXU, but it cost him his life. Chasm, I believe that was just a nice shot onto QRXU who came through with the EMP. No follow-up was there either. Tough spot to fight at for the side of SrPeakCheck. Now they have to back up. QRXU swapping back onto the Sombra after switching Sojourn for a sec. But Phi still sitting with that Graviton Surge ready to go.
Coolboy has the Nano. Hot Babe's so close to Transcend, so even if Dollar tries to use this Amplification Matrix, they still have the healing, especially with the Nano onto the Zarya, to keep everyone intact over the Graviton and Blizzard piled on top.
Yeah, he's going to have to go hard. He got 2, but that might not be enough. Unless Phi gets poked down, needs those heals from Kiriko. They actually can make a Kitsune Rush here as well to keep up in those heals. 3 minutes and 13 seconds left with the Kitsune Rush. They're still trying to just build up that grab with it. Get those recharges on the bubbles quicker. They actually give up on that angle, allow some space to avoid the grab.
They have to. Like you said, Isaac has the Graviton and Chasm. Going to have the Tac Visor to be able to layer over the top of it. Danit, speaking of coming over the top, tries to just pressure out with that corner hold. Felix allows Mickey to be able to clean up onto Love, so no Dragon Strike to combo.
They're trying to win again right here and right now. They commit the grab, but again, the damage isn't there. I mean, they have double supports. Dandit over the top side, pops the Tac Visor, Chasm pops the Tac Visor on the low ground, but he's immediately removed by Phi. Tried to go aggressive, not enough bubbles to keep him alive. Dandit also finds Hot Babe. Unfortunately, no value found out of the Visor. And they commit Nano onto Isaac. They still want to win, even though it's just Isaac. So Isaac's gotten 2. Looking for more on the back. I mean, he could potentially do this by himself. He's got Love here as well over the back. Now at a 1 versus 2. Suzu already used into the Nano Boost, though. This might be too much health reduction or damage reduction. But Love eventually will find it with the headshot, but a perfectly placed anti-grenade. Well, no bubbles are up. Should be able to find Love off of that, but they don't. Now they have to commit the Graviton Surge. It's just a Hanzo caught in it, but it should slow down for now. I mean, this is scrappy as hell so far.
QRXU about to hit EMP, but Hot Babe's going to hit Transcendence at the same time. It's a game of cat and mouse, and the Sombra gets spotted out!
He does get spotted out, has to translocate away. Isaac goes aggressive, but both bubbles are used. Now into a Transcendence, so he can play aggressive with this high charge. He just needs to find a kill. EMP, though, oh my god, it's big. Dandit Found the Helix onto Chasm and then onto Hot Babe. Isaac just tries to get out with his life to keep some charge, but it's going to be so hard to do so. Dana did eventually get slept, but the damage was already done. Now 1 minute and 20 seconds left and stagger kills. Love coming through, trying to find something, but can't get the back cap and actually just gets out with his life.
Isaac has the Graviton. Oh yeah, have one clean push left to their name. And Dana now takes high ground control with the tack visor, but Love on the Tracer takes Mickey down before Kitsune Rush can be achieved.
Oh no. I mean, Mickey will be back at least if I can, stall on this payload for a bit. Over the top, Hot Babe got hacked, but he did eventually pop his Suzu off. Dana now has to jump up the high ground, deal with the Tracer, and he wins that duel with Love. Get the melee shot onto him, perfectly placed from him. Now 45 seconds left for all. Yeah, they're down a member. Isaac still has this grab, but they're slowly looking for it, like no speed, so they're just looking for one member the side of SrPeakCheck. They look to push the payload at the very end. Now that visor comes through from Danid, but Mickey's dead. Fi eventually will kill Isaac, who popped the grab, but Danid eventually flicks back around to the Chasm, who flanked over the top. Isaac was already removed earlier, 20 seconds left. All just need to hope that SrPeakCheck get off this payload, or just go for a quick reset, but Love's still fighting.
Yeah, they're going to now lose the Tracer to stagger. Love, who had the Pulse Bomb, was probably the best bet at being able to tap. Isaac onto the Reinhardt to try and charge onto the card as much as possible. Is going to be stuck around this corner by Fire, especially with the hack coming through and denying him the capability of touching, as Overtime just can't hit. SrPeakCheck complete the hold.
Dude, what the hell, man? What the that was so. Okay, they're playing Zarya Soldier 76 in 2023. I mean, that was crazy. Honestly, it's probably crazier seeing a Soldier now than seeing a Torbjorn. But obviously,
do not fault the Zarya, okay? That nano boosted Zarya for both of these sides was doing extreme damage numbers, like extreme damage numbers. And the bubbles too were really well placed from both of the Zaryas. Both Isaac and Fi had some really clutch bubbles. Like Danad, when he's dropping from the high ground to the low ground with that tack visor and he's being chased by Love, bubble saves him, so he can actually turn around and 180, get a couple of shots onto the Trace, and then finish up with a melee.
You're right, but Moxie, the way I see it is the moment you start playing Zarya is the moment that this obviously becomes like a ranked game.
Yeah, it's the moment that it falls into the favor of the defense. That's always the way that Zarya into Zarya is going to play, because if you have to use your bubbles as the fight approaches, rather than being able to use them to hold on to that ground, you're always going to be behind in terms of the cooldowns for the other side.
But it's also like Zarya is just like that solo carry hero, right? Like you just play Zarya when, at least at the moment, when you're just like, okay, my team sucks. I'm just gonna play the Zarya and try to carry these guys, see if it goes. And that's what Isaac did, honestly. Like his team doesn't suck or anything like that. But I'm just saying in ranked, that's kind of how it works, right? You just play Zarya because Zarya is a very high impact character when you get high charge, and it's just like the only tank that, I mean, yeah, Ramatra does a lot of damage and stuff, but you still require your team. Whereas Zarya, it's like just get high charge and just try to track, right? Just aim down everybody, and eventually you get the win. But now for SrPeakCheck, obviously the first two games didn't go their way. Still have the opportunity to make those swaps back to having Chasm on the wrecking ball again, right?
Yeah, especially now because they lose Circuit Royale, so they're the ones that get to decide where they want to take us next. It's going to be really interesting to see what composition they want to field towards, and whether or not we are going to see Isaac stick around, maybe potentially to play a little bit more of the Zarya, or if we are going to see the return to form of the Wrecking Ball. Because I think both you and I understand that Circuit Royale was a little bit of cheese, a little bit of playing with your food, perhaps a tad prematurely. But it definitely feels like with the Wrecking Ball composition, it's where they find their best synergy in terms of the dive for Love on the Tracer.
Yep, and now we're going over to Esperanza, which is the next map chosen by, obviously they think that this map will give them an edge over the likes of SrPeakCheck. And, for the set of SrPeakCheck, it's definitely an interesting situation at the moment. I mean, do you think they try to mix something up going into this next push map, Mox?
Potentially we see a couple of subs come through from their side. Maybe we're going to see a different person playing the tank. Honestly, I'm hoping that we get to see a little bit more of Feist Winston. Definitely impressed, but we can have a look at what are deciding to run in with. because we are seeing a substitute come through from them. Isaac is going to be sticking around, so no ball, no Wrecking Ball coming through from that tank, but Kaya is going to be coming back in. Kaya either to play the Torbjorn in terms of just anticipating that dive, wanting to play the counter, or more than likely to just play towards that Junkrat and just keep all of these really horrible avenues of space and chokes and tight corners and hallways that you have to walk through every single time you reset, spammed and locked down with Junkrat damage.
Yep. So far, Kai is undefeated. So if it's not broken, don't fix it. And for Isaac's side, he's still staying in the game, like you said. Maybe we'll see if SrPeakCheck decide to make a bit of a change. Maybe mix things up with their, supports or DPS even on their side. We have to wait and see as both the teams are still kind of deciding. But I think we can both agree that maybe on Esperanza this should be a better map for the likes of right?
Yeah, especially if Isaac decides to try and play towards this Junker Queen, because then that puts SrPeakCheck in a really tough spot. If they want to play towards the Winston, well, we already talked to KSA about it. Junker Queen is one of those Winston counters because every single time you jump, you can literally just lob Jagged Blade and immediately grab him back, while that unfortunately sets the Winston's jump on cooldown and forces you into really overplaying your utility. Things like the Winston bubble have to be invested to make sure that you're able to safely make it to your back line.
I'm curious to see if this team, kind of mixing up. Also, I think they're still doing some subs and stuff too on the side of SrPeakCheck. So we have to wait and see. But with Kaya have kind of been a force to be reckoned with. Also, Love, like you said earlier, Circuit Royale played really, really well. Obviously, it didn't end up in them getting that win, but earlier on, Love on Tracer has been so good. And really trying to close out right here and right now. If they don't, Moxie, what does that mean? SrPeakCheck win this next map potentially, then moving on to Control, they maybe have that momentum back on their side. So they don't seem to be out of it just yet.
Yeah, it's really tough though, because you think about any control point that we still have in the game, and it's still going to be favoring a lot of compositions that Oya like to run, especially with the way that Oya like to run. If they're able to find that first control point, they're literally just going to keep hounding you down, and that same game plan can be applied to the push mode map. So it really is important for SrPeakCheck to win this first fight. So not only can they take away all of the spam angles that are available for Kaya and the flanks available for Love, but that they can make sure that they don't just keep getting pressured into taking these fights too early and losing too much distance because of that aggression.
Well, it looks like are we going to a short break, I believe, for this to see what's going on here with this matchup. We're going to a short break. When we come back, we'll see you guys for that map number 4.
You like solving problems. Problems like how to stop that Tracer from deleting your backline. I know just what you're thinking. Go bring a turret. But y'all can't solve all your problems by simply bringing an extra friend to the battlefield. For that, you need the Contenders Torbjorn skin. Solve your problems by connecting your Battle.net account to Twitch. After that, watching Overwatch Contenders Summer Series will contribute to your drops progress, letting you claim your Overwatch Contenders Torbjorn skin. Even your turret gets an upgrade. Warning, the Overwatch Contenders Torbjorn skin does not come with extra or upgraded turrets. Build instructions will not be provided. By picking Torbjorn, you waive a claim towards any destroyed turrets. No refunds, no exchanges, and no take-backsies.
Welcome back, everybody. Bit of an update for you. Sorry for the extended break, but it seems like we have a bit of a change-up. After Circuit Royale, which, lost, SrPeakCheck won to bring the series to 2-1. They could not field 5 members for that Mount Number 4, then resulting in a rulebook win for So actually won the series up 3-1 over SrPeakCheck because at the end of the day, I think SrPeakCheck couldn't field 5 members. So very interesting situation to end the round robin. Would Moxie, it wouldn't be Contenders without a bit of a drama. It feels like this happens every freaking year, dude. But, you know, obviously, with that out of the way, we're going to take a look at the standings because we're going to move to the playoffs, obviously, in August. So when we take back a look at EMEA standings, I mean, we had a fantastic round robin. Bit of an awkward ending, but regardless, we had a lot of stories happen this season.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward ending, but definitely an impactful one. Because off of that win, Oya are actually going to be able to hop over SrPeakCheck and put themselves into 3rd seed as Twisted Minds, entirely undefeated, only dropping 2 maps in the entire tournament thus far. Sit at number 1 with XO, the closest behind them. It really is going to be up to all of these top 8 teams to try to push towards Twisted Minds and look for some improvement and potential change-ups as well in terms of their strategies, as we can actually have a look at how the bracket is going to be panning out for those playoffs. And already I see, Dustin, an incredibly interesting match, given the fact that Twisted Minds, they dropped 2 maps, one to EXO that we saw today, but that previous one was to the team that they're actually going to be going up against immediately. Raspberry Racers and Twisted Minds facing off against each other on the first day of playoffs.
Yeah, that should be intriguing. And meanwhile, you know, obviously, like I said, it just seems like Raspberry Racers, you know, took that map off of Twisted Minds, but unfortunately have had kind of a rush stretch of games since then. You know, obviously, we got those playoffs coming up, and I'm damn excited for it. But also, the end of the round robin in the North American side is ending today as well. Same with EMA just ended, so we're moving on to North America, in which leading up first, we have Timeless versus the Good Boys, and then Rift in Dragon Dance.
Yeah, and you do not want to miss these 2 games because unlike EU, well, we knew ahead of today all of our 8 teams that were making it into playoffs. It was just a question of the order. Well, NA does not have the luxury. Every single player on these teams is going to be extremely stressed and pressured, as you can have a look at the standings and see a lot of players incredibly close to that cutoff point of number 8. So for all 4 of these teams still competing on broadcast, all is to play for. You do not want to miss those matches.
Yeah, and that's going to be it for us on the EMEA broadcast. Shout out to everybody working in production, you know, the observers, the admins, and all of the players too, and you, Moxie, for joining me for along in this round robin stage. And we have the playoffs coming up, and more importantly, like you said earlier, North America will be happening today on this very same stream. So if you stick around long enough, eventually the stream will come back online for the North American broadcast. But in the meantime, that's it from us from the round stopping stage. We'll see you guys later for North America.
Oh, hello, fancy meeting you here. It's so nice to see ya. Are you ready to survive the wastelands? Then you'll need to bring your shotgun, your axe, and of course, your knife for your sharp wit, if you get my drift. Hey, whoa. Hold on there. Don't forget to pick up your Overwatch Contenders Junker Queen skin. Yeah, gearing up is as easy as connecting your Battle.net account to Twitch. And after that, watching the Overwatch Contenders Summer Series will contribute to your drop progression, letting you claim your own wasteland-ready Overwatch Contenders Junker Queen skin. Oh, that's right. It's time to rampage. Now, get out there and slay with the Overwatch Contenders Junker Queen skin. Okay, take care now. See you in chat.